Merry Christmas, everyone. Here at the swap meet, and I gotta tell you, I expect nothing today. My friend John was here a couple of weeks ago, and he found nothing. This is the most populated swap meet with game hunters, but hopefully we'll find one item. People are looking for games. The secret's out. It's not like 2012 anymore. The conventional wisdom is to get here at 5 a.m. if you can. I almost never find stuff that early. It might just be my picker's luck. But even with my no expectations, I was not prepared for what would be found. How much is this? 40. My first find of the morning is this PS2. It's got some tape and stuff on it. It's not perfect looking. She couldn't confirm whether or not it works, so I negotiated down to 30 on this one. That's a great deal and a great way to start out this morning. This is not the only console that I find today. We're not only going to test each console on screen, but we're going to look inside and see if there's any extra games that were left inside the console. I'm going to call that the Porch Man Special. I'm going to actually go take this back to my car because God knows I don't want to carry a PS2 fat around. How much is the PS2?
40.
Do you know if it works?
40.
It working? A fat PS2 is not the most reliable console. And it comes with both controllers?
Yeah.
Comes everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So it also comes with a hard drive, but I've had enough good luck with them that I'm willing to give it a shot, and if I end up selling it for parts, the gamble's worth it for me. It has a memory card. We'll see if it works, and if it does, 40 bucks is a great price. I usually sell these for about 60, 80 bucks or so a pop, complete with all the wires and cables. But it didn't just come with the PS2, it came with 2 controllers for the PS2 as well, which is great, because the first PlayStation 2 that I got this morning did not have a controller. That worked itself out. Just take it. Yeah. This is a Batman Wii remote. Think it's junk? It looks like it takes like rechargeable batteries or something. Do you know what it is? Okay, sure. But that's why it's only like a $5 or $10 controller. Go Batman! I've already had to go back to my car once, but after this vendor, I'm probably going to have to go back twice because I don't want to lug a PS3 and a PS2 around. This is one of my favorite consoles ever made. The slim version, this version of it, is, I think, the best one. I saw this game out as well. This is Midnight Club Dub Edition Remix. It was out around the same time as the Burnout series, and whereas the Burnout series seemed to focus a lot more on high-speed races, crashing, all that kind of stuff, this one has an arcade feel to it, but it uses Los Angeles as the open world backdrop behind it, and it feels like kind of like Fast and the Furious style game. It's your best if I do this game and the console and all this stuff. And he said it came with this. Yep. And these.
Yep. Give me 55 for all of it.
You got it.
With the game.
Deal. Well, Frank just brought the heat this morning. I just hope that all this stuff works. Or else, well, I'm just throwing away money, aren't I? Let me try and talk without sounding weird. Definitely need to get back to the car and drop this stuff off. I don't want to carry it around all morning. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different this morning. I probably need to start investing in a wagon. Instead of showing the value of each individual pickup, I'm going to show you the value of all the pickups so far and give you a number that's based on if all of the consoles work. That is my second trip to the car this morning to drop off consoles and things that I've bought. Normally at the swap meet I come and I expect to find very little, but today I'm finding stuff at most aisles. This is a great morning. If any of the consoles are broken, then we'll see if I made a good choice or not, or if the risk was a little too strong. We'll also see if there's any games inside. Also, here's a sad thought. PS3 is now about 18 years old. It's a retro console. The Saturday after Thanksgiving here at the swap meet. It's a beautiful day. Had to activate glasses mode. The sun is coming out. I'm confident that season 6 of The Simpsons is one of the best seasons of any television show in history. The episode that hits me the most is And Maggie Makes 3. This is the one where they talk about the birth of Maggie and how Homer had to give up his dream job of working at the bowling alley. And there's this sucker punch of an emotional ending on it that you just don't see coming, especially given the style of The Simpsons and what happens in The Simpsons. If you've got Disney Plus or the physical versions, which is even better because they're not censored, this is some of the best television you can ever watch. Came up on this little stack of games that was sitting out. I found a couple that stood out to me. The first one for my collection is Wrath Unleashed. This is a LucasArts game. I don't know that I've seen this cover before, and because of that, it just stood out to me as something interesting. And looking at some of the old reviews, it looks like it might have been a mistake to pick up this game, but I'm looking forward to trying it and seeing how it plays and if it's actually any fun. The other one I got is the Mortal Kombat Complete Collection on PS3. Mortal Kombat games, when I take these to events, they always sell. And this one goes for about 10 to 15 bucks. Now, one of the things I loved about this booth is the vendor said, everything on the table is $5 each. That is one of my favorite times as a person who treasure hunts for these old games and old collectibles, is when someone just gives a blanket price because you know that there's going to be stuff there that is just underpriced and the person doesn't care. They just want to get rid of it. Have you played Wrath Unleashed before? Let me know if I'm in for a good time or if I should have just left it on the table. So I'm pretty impressed at all the things that I'm finding, but here's where things get really interesting. As I'm looking around the booth, there's just lots of games everywhere. There's random Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS1, PC games, and then a bunch of PS2 games. I grabbed the Sly Cooper trilogy at this booth for a great price. And as I'm looking at things, I hear out of the corner of my eye, I don't hear out of my eye, I hear over behind me someone say, "Hey, do you want to get a bunch of games for 200 bucks? We got the Xbox console, the Super Nintendo, this one looks pretty good." And from this point on, it felt a bit like Whiplash because I was just being pulled in different directions. That's a deal. 200. I didn't think I was going to find anything this morning. My man Art, this is his second time on the channel. Either I bought a bunch of junk that is not going to work, or I might have just scored the jackpot. Gotcha. Art, what do you think of all this stuff? Do you play NES?
I don't play. I'm a Atari guy.
It's a happy day. That's all because Brian hooked it up today. I've already had a really great morning so far, but the best is definitely
yet to come.
Before I continue forward, I gotta test all this stuff out and let you know if they're in working condition. Come with me. All right, we got 7 consoles to test. Let's start with the first 5 right here on this television. We're plugged in on the first PS2. Power on. There's a red light. So far it's working. We got a Madden game in there. The disc tray is a little slow. Oh, and now the disc tray is stuck. Well, the disc tray was stuck on that PS2, but it powers on and goes to the loading screen just fine. I gotta take it to Armando and see if it's just a simple mechanical issue. Let's go to the next PS2 and make sure that vendor wasn't lying when he said it worked. Okay, we got a red light. No disc in the tray, but it does power on. Not getting any sound. This controller is funky. Big surprise there on PS2 controllers. Try one of my controllers that I know works. And no audio still. Yeah, I can't list that. Okay, this green controller works. I'm gonna try a different set of AV cables. The back AV cable is really finicky and it needs to be fixed. Next is the NES. Oh, it does power on. The NES works. Wow, this game's terrible. The Super Nintendo works. Super Nintendo number 2. One Super Nintendo doesn't work. Just giving me a power signal, but no AV. Not my greatest odds so far. So let's go check the HDMI consoles right now and see if those work too, because this hasn't been very good. All right, and we've already got one problem. These Xbox One consoles require a specific type of power supply, and I don't have a spare one of those, but it's a collector's console. So what I'm probably gonna do is put this out on my table as something for a Modern Warfare or a Call of Duty fan who just wants a collector's piece. Let's say $25, $30. And hey, if it works, sweet. What I'm excited to find out about this PS3 is how big the hard drive is. We're turning on the PS3. This is a good sign. It works. It came with Little Big Planet 2 Special Edition. Amazing. That is a 320 gigabyte PS3. Unfortunately, neither of the PS3 controllers that I have work. But the most important thing in this experiment is whether or not it reads games. It works. But really quick, I forgot to mention a couple of NES games and the other stuff that I got in that lot. We got a Tetris, Jeopardy, Top Players Tennis, Grad Racer, still fun, Renegade, Super Mario 3. We got 2 copies of Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. This Mario Duck Hunt that's in there is a variant. This one's got 2 dots down here, only 1 dot here. Basically, this is worth as much as a little Samson. If you guys want to give me a little Samson, just send it over. I'll give you this variant one. No questions asked. Let's go. Certainly the best game in the lot. We've got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! And lastly, the Super Game Boy Player. I mean, you guys, that was all in the lot too. Maybe $100 of games, maybe? back to you, me. It reinforces a lesson that I should have paid attention to, which is never buy fat PS2s ever. Again, like, what is with the PS2 controllers? I am at like a 50% or below on my reliability rate for the PS2 controllers. So with all of that being said, here's what I spent on the PS2 stuff, and in its current condition, I think I'm losing money on the Nintendo, the retro lot. Over here is what I spent on it, 200 bucks. This is the value of it though, with what is working. When you go to the swap meet, you don't know the risk that you're taking. And so a lot of these videos highlight those moments where like you get these incredible scores, but especially with consoles, you're really rolling the dice. I would say I have about a 75% success rate on consoles. What is with like soda stains? Like, how did people, like, were people pouring soda into their controllers? I don't get this. So that was quite the journey, but the destination is about to happen. I'm walking with Brian because he just took me off to the one vendor who had all the stuff, and now he's saying another vendor who you all know, Dusty, has maybe something I'm gonna grab as well. So I roll over, and oh boy, does he have something incredible.
That's just pretty. I think I got to do
The
it.
Game Boy Pocket is essentially the Game Boy Slim. It's not backlit. I don't know that there's any distinct advantages to the console itself over the original Game Boy, other than that it's smaller and the battery life's, I think, a little better. Beyond that, it's a Game Boy. And so it's not a very desirable handheld retro console. Most people want a Game Boy Color if they're going to go really retro, or they want to get the GBA SP, which is the one that flips open and is backlit, or you're going to get a modded one somewhere along the line. If this were just the Game Boy Pocket console, I would have probably passed. But it's what it was housed in that made me really excited. I did not expect to find anything this morning. I feel like I keep saying that in my videos, but that is an item I never see, which is also something I feel like I keep saying in my videos. Dusty wants 200 bucks for it. But there's some things that you spend the money on. The thing is, I've seen the casing before numerous times, but I have never seen the artwork that's inside it before. I don't have any memories of seeing this in the stores. Especially in a morning like this, where I have found deal after deal after deal. I haven't even been able to film it all. It's been happening so fast. This is something I really want for my collection. I'm gonna get it. Thing is, I just dropped a couple $100 over at the other booth, and I'm low on cash. I gotta go to the ATM. All right, I just grabbed the cash. But I'm a little nervous because I feel like if someone else sees that, I might get outbid on it. It's that cool of an item.
There's more over here, I'm telling you. What's that?
Dusty, sir? 200?
Score.
Thank you, my G.
Beautiful, sir.
Perceptive viewers may have noticed that this Game Boy Pocket is now a part of my collection and wasn't there before. It's mine. I have purchased it. This thing is awesome, and to make it even crazier, it is brand new, factory sealed. I feel like I need to gloat to some friends. You gotta do a little bit of boasting. Oh, hey guys.
Oh, hey, Mort.
Did you see this?
Holy cow. Do you mind if I hold it?
Please, hold it.
Not only is Camel Crew here, but Chris from Retro Games Plus is here as well.
Had to gloat a little bit.
Pocket brand new?
Pretty much.
Usually I don't see the front cover.
Oh,
Pocket size fun.
sealed.
This was brand new factory sealed. But you've opened it.
Is
Like
it
I-
brand new?
No, it looks like it.
But actually, it was already open all along. It was not brand new factory sealed.
Here's the real question. If I brought this into your store, you know, and for trade-in, what would you give me, like 10 bucks for it?
Well, now I know that the rough value is 5.
Yeah.
Let's check this thing out. It opens up here. It's beautiful. And then you've got this little piece here. This is still, I don't think this was ever open.
And the Academy Award goes to...
I don't even want to touch it or mess with it.
What did you pay for the
$200.
for the Academy Award you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emmy, daytime Emmy.
Oh, it's an Emmy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish it was an Emmy.
Could you imagine if they released a Nintendo Switch or a modern console with this kind of clear casing? Like, this was meant to be displayed. This was not meant for someone to buy it and then just kind of throw away the box. Guys, I feel like this has been an award-winning morning.
This has been a daytime award-winning mode.
If a couple of weeks ago I had my best finds in terms of just volume and value, this has been my favorite find of the year. One of my favorite pieces in my collection. She's a beaut. What's your award for?
For best swap meet find.
Award this year.
I love it. All right, I think I'm done being pulled into all these different directions. I got to go back to that PS2 booth because there was a lot of other stuff that was there that I was really interested in, and I want to do a little more digging to see if there's anything else that I can find. How much for both of these PlayStation games?
2 for 25.
2 for 25? These PS1 games are in great condition. $25 for both is a great price. But my thinking is, I wonder if he'll bundle a little bit further and I can lower the average price down. Would he throw in the orange box Xbox 360 game for $5? We're good? Awesome. $30 for all three. Let's do it. It went from 25 to 30 for these three games. Iron Soldier 3, this is one I don't have any knowledge about. It looks like it's a mech game. Could be fun, could be awful. Then there's Quake 2, which on the N64 is a great shooter, but on the PS1 it apparently is equally very fun, but there's different level design and level structure. I wanted to play it just as an A-B comparison, because I never did that before. I could have looked more at this table, but the guys were in a rush, everyone was moving around a lot. There's a lot of stuff this morning, and wildly so. I gotta keep looking. It's a lot of Xbox stuff. How do you feel about that?
I don't see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Lots of commons in this pile, but one that I'm interested in is a PSP early release title. Might even be a launch release. I'm not sure, but Coded Arms is a first-person shooter. How much is this?
$8.
$8? Can you do 5 on it, or is 8 your best? Okay. People were really eager to see if the PSP could have a decent first-person shooter on it because of the way the control setup was. As I understand it, the reviews said that basically it's a good first attempt, but not quite there yet, and the sequel apparently did a little better. I'm just looking forward to playing it. We have the Game Boy, we've got all the consoles, we have also Emmy Awards for reels, and we still haven't even finished the whole swap meet yet. All right, Rooster, I got you on camera right now.
Come check us out. We the smell good Mexicans out here just doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Porchman is looking for anything Nintendo Wii related. Oh, Austin, Princess and the Frog. He has Wii bowling ball.
I don't think I have it.
Wii boxing gloves. I think my kids had it. Wii stuff, accessories, games, everything. I would never play it, of course. So there's a bunch of Wii stuff here at this table, and we got to dig through. What? Are you getting the Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Big box? No, I mean, I would do the same thing with it you would, probably. Ooh, the big box. This Wii Play big box stands out to me because these big box versions of the games are really hard to come by. Woo. I would probably pay right around retail for this, which is $15-20. This has a remote in it that is still in the box. Because the box itself is a little beat up. There's a tear on the back. I'm gonna see how much he wants for it. It's not in the best condition, and also Wii Play is a very common game, and of all the big box Wii games, this is probably the one that you could probably most cheaply and easily find. This is complete, but he wants $25 for it. I wish I could pull the trigger on that. The vendor wants more for it than I'm willing to spend. If it were in great condition, I'd actually do it, but it's ripped on the back, so unfortunately, I have to pass. You getting it? What'd you get?
I got sluggers with Wii Sports in it.
Nice.
And a
I don't know. What'd you pay?
$25.
That's a smoking deal. But Porchman tries to do a bundle deal and he doesn't do it.
I hate leaving stuff on the table. But
you hate weaving stuff on the table? Oh! And then this all happened.
$30? Austin couldn't get it for 40. I got it for 30.
Give me 80 bucks. You know, bro? Ask him, hey, you want the opportunity. Ask him, tell him.
I think a fight's about to break out. How's your heart right now? You feeling a little sore?
I feel good.
Okay. Right. Was it all in here? Did you check?
That's on you, man.
Yeah, this is good. And maybe just swipe that out from underneath his feet. Dude, what do you think, Joshua?
How much did you get it?
$30?
That's a great price.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder why you didn't get it.
I felt like 2 minutes ago.
Wait a minute. Look at that. He's got his back to us.
About 2 minutes ago, it was $50.
Yeah. That's not Catholic school raised behavior, my friend. You're supposed to turn the other cheek, not turn your back. I don't know what happened with their negotiations. I just know that I was the beneficiary of whatever that was. I tried to give it back to him and he was like, no, you keep it. Thanks, bud. Now, honestly, I could keep looking, but it's now time to go pick up the hats. Before I pick up the hats, I got to go get that last box of stuff that I bought from Art. A wild morning. A totally wild morning. Almost forgot something. Yeah, I probably should grab this before I leave. Glad I was filming all that so I didn't forget to grab this guy. But knowing me, I'll drop it in 5 seconds. And as I come back to pick up this box of goodies, I got hooked up with these 3 controllers for 20 bucks. Right now, I'm going over to see Eddie over at the local 7-Eleven, and he has got a bunch of hats he made for Mort's Garage. Oh, wow. We got the white ones here, the black ones. These are beautiful. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's a solid little hat. And we got this one right here. Look at these beauties. Oh, I love it. These are, I think, embroidered on there with snapback hats and kind of trucker style mesh and stuff in there on both of these. Thank you so much. He drove all the way out to Arizona just to hand deliver me these hats. What a nice guy. VIP treatment. That's cool. They're 30 bucks each. Message me on Instagram if you want yours, and I'll ship it out to you as soon as I can. Check out One Up Stitch here on Instagram, online, anywhere, and hit him up if you need hats or embroidery done. He's your guy. Yeah. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and may you and your family have a wonderful holiday season. You take care. I'll see you soon.